It feels as though the Silent Hill franchise is becoming more and more popular every single day. Maybe this is due to the Silent Hill 2 remake or its reach on popular websites such as TikTok. Regardless, these games are reaching a much wider audience and a lot more people are trying to see what these games are like. The original trilogy of Silent Hill 1, 2 and 3 are some of the greatest survival horror games of all time. That's why in today's video I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step guide on installing, setting up, tuning and configuring Silent Hill 1, 2 and 3 on PC. This video will give you the very best settings, bug fixes, patches and mods that will ensure you're having the absolute best experience playing each of these games. This video is going to be timestamped, so if you just want to skip to a specific title, you can do that. If you find this video helpful at all, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. And if there's anything you're curious about, just leave a comment below. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the first thing I want to mention is I just recommend that every single person who tries to play these games uses a controller. Now for Silent Hill 2 and 3, which did technically get PC ports, they do have mouse and keyboard support. However, these games are very clearly designed around use on a controller and I just recommend using one.
Hey guys, I'm in
Silent Hill.
just hanging out.
Have you seen a little girl around here? Short, black hair, 7 years old?
So the very first thing you're going to need is DuckStation. I'll leave a link to this in the description along with everything else I mentioned. When you're on this website, just click download for Windows. It's then going to tell you that you need the VC++ runtime to be installed first. So click on this first before you download it. Download, save this and run it. Once you've installed this, download DuckStation itself. When you have DuckStation downloaded, it will be in a format like this. Just make a folder somewhere you will keep it, so I'll just put it on my desktop, but you can put this anywhere. I'm just going to name this DuckStation, then I'm just going to drag over everything from this download into this folder. So you can now see we have a DuckStation folder, and when I open this, it has all of the files from before. The next file you're going to need is a PlayStation 1 Bios file, and I cannot link this to you, otherwise my video will get taken down. But this is very easy to get. You just need to Google search for PlayStation 1 Bios, and you'll find a zip file that looks something like this. Within this psx.zip file, there will be a folder in here, and then you'll see these are all the different BIOSes. So just keep these to the side for 1 minute and go back into DuckStation, and we're going to launch DuckStation by clicking on DuckStation QT Release. Just double click this. When it comes up with this window, click on more info and just click run anyway. Now mine already has Silent Hill here, but yours definitely will not. What you need to do when you open this up is go into settings and then click on BIOS. You then want to take this BIOS folder that we downloaded before and do a similar thing where we're just going to extract it. So I'm just going to drag this PSX folder here. So now within the BIOS settings within DuckStation, we're going to click on browse. We're going to go to wherever we saved our BIOS, which is on our desktop. We're going to open this folder and then just click select folder. And you can see at the top here when we go on BIOS selection, you'll see the different BIOS. So for PAL, just select a European one, so I'm just going to select this first one. For NTSC-EU, just click on this and pick a USA one, so I'll pick this one. And then for NTSC-J, click on this and just click on a Japanese one. Now we're almost there, but the final file we need is the game itself, which will be in a ISO format. So again, I cannot link this to you, but it's very easy to find if you just search for it. So just search for Silent Hill 1 ISO. When you download it, you will get two files, a bin and a Q file. Once you have this, just put them in a folder where you can reach it easily. Now from within DuckStation, we're just going to click on add game directory, and then we're going to point to wherever we've saved that, so it's in this ISO folder on my desktop. Just double click this, click select folder, and it's going to say would you like to scan, just click yes. So now we can see that Silent Hill is here, it already has the region selected, and we should be able to boot it up. Before we do this, go into settings and then go into controllers. At this point you should plug in your controller and it should detect it on the right here. So I have a DualSense controller plugged in. If I go to controller port 1, we can see that it's already set up for me. If this hasn't already set up, just click on automatic mapping and then click on the device that you want to use. So for me, that'll be the DualSense controller. So with that done, this should just work. But if this automatic mapping does not work, you can go in and individually map each button. So you'll just click on up and then press up on your controller, press down, click down on your controller, and you'll just repeat that for all the buttons. However, if you have a more modern controller, such as a DualSense or a DualShock or an Xbox controller, you can usually just click on automatic mapping and just pick it here. After this, click on close, and then we can just double click Silent Hill to boot it up. Okay, so now that Silent Hill is open, we can now configure all of the settings. I recommend just leaving the game like this whilst we can configure everything. So we can see that the game does not look too great to start with, so the first thing I'm going to do is click on settings and then click on graphics. Under internal resolution, I recommend picking anything higher than 1080p. Considering this is a PlayStation 1 game, and if you have a modern system, you can likely run any of these settings. I have a very high spec computer, so I can run 16 times native and I don't really have a problem with that, but this may cause slowdown if you're playing on a laptop or an older computer. So I recommend either choosing just 1080p or 1440p or 4K if that's what your monitor has. So for this video, I'm just going to pick on 4K. We can see immediately this has sharpened the game up a lot. The next setting that we're going to change is we're going to click on aspect ratio and change this to 16:9. After this, click on deinterlacing and change this to disabled. We're going to force 4:3 for FMVs. This will make sure all the cutscenes play correctly. We're going to check this PGXP geometry correction, as well as this widescreen rendering. We're then going to click on FMV chroma smoothing. We're then going to click on advanced. So from this exclusive full screen setting, just go all the way to the top and click on borderless full screen. We're then going to click on PGXP, and the only setting we're going to change here is this preserve projection precision setting. So now we have these settings set, we can just click on close. So now if I press F11 on my keyboard, the game will go into full screen and you can see this looks absolutely beautiful. So you can see that the game runs smoothly, there's no issues in terms of speed ups or slowdowns, and the game looks absolutely amazing on a modern screen. Silent Hill 2 is probably the easiest one considering there is an enhanced edition mod. This basically means that almost everything has been taken care of and you can just install these two things and you'll be fine. The first thing you're going to need is a copy of the 2001 Director's Cut game. The version I have here is fully extracted already. Now, similarly to things before, I cannot link this to you, but if you just search for Silent Hill 2 PC download, you will find this. Now this will technically not allow you to launch this at all, but once you have this, you just need to extract it. So I have extracted it to this SH2 folder. The next thing you're going to need is the Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition. There will be a link to this in the description. Go to this website, click on enter, and then just click on download and usage. From here, scroll down, it's going to tell you make sure you've installed the game first. Then go down a little bit further till you get to step 2 and click download the setup tool. Save this and then run it. Then just click OK. It's going to come up with a window like this, click on next, click I agree, and then just make sure the first box is checked and click on next. And then this is really important, don't just click next. This should automatically find where it's installed, but it may not. What you're going to want to do is just click on browse and locate where you have the game installed. So for me, that's on my desktop in this SH2 folder, and make sure you're selecting the Silent Hill 2 folder itself. Once you have this selected, which is the same as where we have it installed, just click on next. After this, you can choose if you want to disable anything, but I would recommend just leaving everything as is and just clicking next again, and then clicking on install. Now with that done, this should be perfect to run. I'm just going to uncheck this box and click on finish. So in order to run the game, just make sure your controller is plugged in, open the folder where you installed it, open the Silent Hill 2 folder, and then you're just going to launch this SH2 PC.exe. Now you'll know it's working because it will say Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition. This is a complete overhaul of the PC version of the game. Now from here, just click on options, going into advanced options, and from here you can change the settings. Now the default options are honestly fine, I would recommend just leaving them as is, but you can do things such as turning on the noise filter, which is there in the original version. So I recommend playing with about 1.5. If your PC can handle it, 2.0 is really good as well. And then you're ready to just start the game by clicking on new game. Now, honestly, the changes that have been made over the default PC version of this game would make this, unironically, probably the best way to play Silent Hill 2. Now, I'd say if you're not playing on a CRT on a PS2, this is the best way to play this game. And I know this is the one most people are going to be interested in playing, so I really hope you enjoy specifically Silent Hill 2. Now, one thing that is present in this version, which is not present in the original, is that you can save anywhere. Just by pressing start, you can click on save game and load game. Finally, my favorite Silent Hill of all, Silent Hill 3. So you're going to need to get a PC version similar to how we got the Silent Hill 2 PC version. Just Google search Silent Hill 3 abandonware PC and you will find it. The version I have here is a pre-extracted one where it's combined. However, you may find one that is multiple CDs that you have to install. The first thing we're going to want is this PC fix. This will help fix everything, including the 4:3 aspect ratio, as well as a bunch of different settings. Go to the link I'll put in the description and click on download this file. Click on agree and download, and then just download it. Here's what we just downloaded, and it is in a zip. Now you will need to use either WinRAR or 7-zip, because if you try and extract this with the Windows extraction tool, it's not going to work. So I'm going to right click this folder, go on WinRAR, and then click on extract here. It's going to ask you for the password. The password is PCGW, all lowercase like this, and then just click on OK. So now we have all of the files here. So now with all of these files, we're then just going to move these over to the Silent Hill 3 install location. Now that is the main mod actually installed. However, there is one more change which I think is really important, and that is the Silent Hill 3 audio enhancement pack. So go to the next link, which will also be in the description, and click on download. You're going to download the one that says Reload 2 included, and then just click on download now. Once you download that file, it will also be in another zip, so you just want to extract this one as well. Now you're going to see a bunch of files, but the first one you want to look at is this prereqs folder. Open this folder up and click on setup.exe. This is going to install Reloaded 2, which is needed for this audio mod. The reason why we're doing this is because the PC port has an extremely low quality version of all of the sound effects, and we're going to be replacing all of the sounds with the sounds from the PS2 version. Now that that's done, just click skip the tutorial and close this file. We're then going to take this Reloaded 2 folder and move it into where we installed Silent Hill 3. So this is Silent Hill 3, we're going to take Reloaded 2, which has just been added, and we're going to drag this over. Now within the Reloaded 2 folder within our Silent 3 install, we're going to open the mods folder. We're then going to drag over this Silent Hill 3 audio enhancement pack. You can now comfortably delete literally everything else. Then go back into the Reloaded 2 folder within your Silent Hill 3 install, and we're now going to launch Reloaded 2. On the left here, we're going to click on the plus, and we want to find where we installed Silent Hill 3. So we're up here, we're going to click on Silent Hill 3, we're going to select sh3.exe, and it should automatically add it. Now the only thing you have to do now is just check this box next to the Silent Hill 3 audio enhancement pack. Now what you can do so that you don't have to constantly find this every time is just click on create shortcut under actions here. And we can see we have a Silent Hill 3 reloaded exe shortcut on our desktop. We can now close these files, and by launching this version, we will have the one with the PC fix as well as the PS2 audio. So we can see it's working, as we can see the audio enhancement pack there. So you can now see the game has loaded up and is actually running in 4:3. And this game looks absolutely perfect with these settings. This is just such a nice way of playing this game. Now, Silent Hill 3 is notoriously difficult for trying to run on PCs, so honestly, this series of mods makes this game so much nicer. And I strongly recommend this way over any type of emulation. One of the best changes about this version compared to the console versions is we have a pixel-based flashlight instead of the vertex-based one you see on the console versions. But yeah, Heather looks so nice and this game just looks so beautiful. Also, if this is your first time playing Silent Hill 3, you may not know this, but during this opening section, if you open your inventory and go under weapons, you actually already have a pistol and the submachine gun. Now, I mean, it means very little because this is just the start of the game and you'd lose all these anyway, but a lot of people think you only have your knife, but you actually have these guns too. I really hope that you found this video useful. It honestly makes me really happy that so many people are trying these games. The Silent Hill trilogy is really important to me and I really hope that you enjoy them. If you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. I also have my Discord linked below, which has a lot of Silent Hill fans who would love to hear about your adventures in these games. Thank you for watching and have a great day.